The Minister of Works and Housing, Babajide Fashola, says the policy of privatization and commercialization drive of the federal government over the years has been dodged with numerous setbacks despite the good intentions of the government. This was revealed at a public hearing on a bill for an act to repeal the Public Enterprises Privatization and Commercialization 1999 Act Cap P38 LFN 2004 and enact the Public Assets Reform Bill 2021 for improved efficiency and management of public assets in Nigeria and for related matters. The call for a general audit of all privatized or concession enterprises backed by the right legislation was championed at this hearing as stakeholders cautioned the government to be circumspect with assets they put up for privatization as many investors lack the capacity to deliver.
I think that it will be helpful to have an audit of all the assets that have been concessioned and privatized in the name of improved efficiency, and then to ask, have we achieved that objective? I think if we do that and interrogate very honestly, some of the things that will begin to become obvious to us is that we need to be more circumspect about certain types of assets. And this is the important point. There are certain types of assets that the private sector just is unable to deal with.
All infrastructure or assets need to be concessioned or privatized. We agree on that. But those that need to be privatized or concessioned should be guided by a clear, unambiguous, and robust piece of legislation.
The House of Representatives is also poised to reform the Bureau of Public Enterprises to make it more efficient in the management of public assets for the purpose of generating revenue for the country. Chairman of the committee, Ibrahim So, as well as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Amila, who was represented by the House Majority Leader, Alhassan Doguwa, says the rationale behind strengthening the bill on privatization and commercialization, which amongst others will help cushion the 2022 budget deficit of $1.3 trillion.
At a time when our country is struggling with significant revenue challenges, it is of utmost importance for us to think critically and act decisively to ensure that we have in place a legal framework for privatization and public-private partnerships that allow us to collaborate with the private sector to meet our national public infrastructure demands and at the same time make sure that we maximize the value potential of existing assets.
The purpose of this bill is to provide the right legal framework for efficient delivery of public-private partnership infrastructure projects to bridge the national deficit estimated at $1.3 trillion in the approved National Integrated Infrastructure Plan for the federal government.
For Labour, the privatization policy of the federal government has failed.
If by now we have commercialized or privatized, let me use the word privatized, 234 enterprises in Nigeria, and we said is to create wealth and address the issue of poverty, and as we speak we are the poverty capital of the world. Something is wrong with that policy.
The Asset Reform Bill has passed both first and second reading in the House of Representatives, hence the need for this public hearing. Annie T. Patrick, Call TV News, Abuja.